Issaquah citizens, community members, employees, and Issaquah City Council. Tonight I'm pleased to present my proposed 2017 budget. Each year I am pleased to present and fortunate to stand before you the financial plan for the coming year. It is my opportunity to highlight how we'll provide quality services that support a sustainable, safe, and vibrant community. You'll hear me feature several capital projects that will enhance our infrastructure, and I'll also cover some exciting initiatives to both streamline services and plan for the future. The proposed budget, however, is unlike any I've presented to the City Council in the past. Together as a community, we face many unknowns. From an upcoming ballot measure to a moratorium on certain types of development, there are many issues that will impact our budget in the coming year. I'm extremely thankful for our hardworking staff who faced these unknowns head-on and assisted me in developing the proposed budget. While we don't have a crystal ball for 2017, the proposal before you tonight is fiscally sound, responsible, and balanced. My main focus for 2017 is this: ensuring our community is prepared for the future, both in the coming months and the years ahead. Our financial roadmap for Issaquah includes continued investments in transportation and parks projects, enhanced customer service, a focus on public safety, and several long-range planning efforts. From Issaquah's last community survey to the conversations that we see on social media, our community's frustration is consistent and clear. We all recognize that we are stuck in traffic. Our clogged streets are already a daily problem, and it's not going to go away soon. There isn't one single solution, however, to solving this complex challenge. Instead, we must tackle it from all angles. So far, we've doubled traffic fees to ensure developers are paying their fair share. We're also working to create a safer and more convenient network for pedestrians, cyclists so that they can easily access recreation, work, and transit without a car. My proposed budget includes $476,000 to continue funding our Complete Streets program, which addresses missing links in our transportation network that need to be connected through sidewalks, bike lanes, and crosswalks. Later this year, soon after we celebrate the completion of the widening of the East Lake Sammamish Parkway, we will begin another project to ease congestion in North Issaquah at Southeast 62nd Street. Leveraging grants and outside funds, Issaquah will widen the street between East Lake Sammamish Parkway and 221st Place Southeast. In addition, a new roadway will extend Southeast 62nd Street to Lake Drive near Costco's International Headquarters. In just a few weeks, voters also will weigh in on a package of local transportation projects. If approved, $50 million will be invested throughout Issaquah, from modernizing two major gateways to our city, East Sunset Way and Newport Way, to building the long-awaited safety improvements at Providence Point. The The measure would also enhance a separate section of Newport Way from Maple to Sunset with roundabouts, intersection improvements, and more. Meanwhile, we know we cannot tackle this issue alone. Oftentimes, local traffic headaches start well beyond our borders. That's why we're working closely with our neighbors, including King County, Sammamish, and others, on regional solutions, including ways to address the morning and evening backups on the Issaquah-Hobart Road. We're also advocating for more bus service, park and rides, and other transit options in our community. While we're planning for what's next, we cannot forget about our existing infrastructure. I propose spending $900,000 on street paving next year to ensure our roads remain in excellent condition without requiring costly rebuilds. On the eve of Issaquah's traffic bond decision, we're still reaping the benefits of a parks bond, which more than 2/3 of voters approved in 2013. Thanks to that funding, our community will soon be playing on new artificial turf at Central Park and exploring Confluence Park via a pedestrian bridge that spans Issaquah Creek. Confluence Park also will receive a new, exciting playground unlike any in our community. In addition, Issaquah will open a new skate park next year at Tibbetts Valley Park. In 2017, our focus at City Hall is to further enhance customer service. To check in with our customers whose demographics are changing, we plan to conduct a community-wide survey next year. This feedback will show us where we are succeeding and how we can improve our service delivery. We're already working hard to improve services for a growing segment of our community, seniors. More than 7,000 seniors call Issaquah home, which is an increase of more than 5% since 2010. This year, we asked local seniors for feedback on their needs, interests, and talents. Several common themes quickly emerged, including information access, transportation, and affordable housing, which are all priorities. While outside nonprofits provide some senior services today, uncertainties remain. No matter what occurs in 2017, my proposed budget provides flexibility so that we can ensure a continuity of priority services for our senior community. To help the most vulnerable members of our community, I propose dedicating more than $500,000 to our local human service agencies. Many of our neighbors rely on counseling to their family's next meal. I also plan to continue our long-term commitments to ARCH, a regional coalition for housing. Our contribution of $50,000 will help preserve and increase the supply of housing for low and moderate income households in the region. In addition, my budget continues to collaborate and strengthen our nonprofit partners. Through our Community Funds Grant, we build organizational capacity with these nonprofits and assist them in accomplishing their mission to enhance our community. Fulfilling a city goal, we are currently developing a neighborhood engagement program to gather feedback from our citizens and provide more information about upcoming projects and city initiatives. Building these relationships will not only enhance our customer service, but also create more lines of communication throughout the community. Speaking of enhanced customer service, my proposed budget also supports new technologies that can make us more efficient at City Hall. Our dedicated staff are currently transitioning to new software called Munis, which helps organizations manage business processes. This huge undertaking is changing how we do business, from employee self-service to laying the foundation for customers to pay utility bills online. Of all the services as a city we provide, ensuring your public safety is paramount. That's why close to 40% of our general fund is dedicated to police, fire, and emergency medical service. I'm also proposing additional funding next year to enhance emergency response training for our staff. This year, Issaquah participated in the regional Cascadia Rising exercise to test our response to a major earthquake. I'm extremely proud of our staff's involvement, which enabled us to practice our response, learn from each other, and identify areas for improvement. To ensure Issaquah continues to meet or exceed all standards set for safe drinking, my proposed budget covers the ongoing costs for a filtration system connected to Well 4, which was found to contain PFCs, as well as resources needed to continue researching potential sources of these substances. Without a doubt, 2017 will be a pivotal year in Issaquah's history. My financial roadmap before you tonight includes several long-range planning efforts that will shape the look, feel, and focus of our community moving forward. Simply put, these are the building blocks for our future. Working with our community, we will make needed updates to our parks, recreation, open space, and trails plan. In the coming year, we'll work with our citizens and other stakeholders to identify needs and set our vision. Once completed, this plan will be very useful as we continue enhancing our parks system and compete for future grants. Turning to Old Town, we plan to follow the recommendation of our Old Town Vitality Task Force to create a streetscape plan for our historic downtown. A streetscape plan provides guidelines for the look and feel of the street. For example, what the benches, lighting, and sidewalks should look like. As our city grows and moves further into its second century, we want to also ensure our broader Old Town Subarea Plan reflects our community's vision for our historic downtown. By working with community members and other stakeholders, we plan to revisit the plan to see what needs to be updated to maintain Old Town as a vibrant neighborhood well into the future. Recently, the City Council enacted a 6-month moratorium on certain types of development. This pause enables us to address several issues, from affordable housing to vertical mixed use before more development proceeds. This will be a major undertaking for our staff as we engage with our community on these issues and craft ordinances and policies for the council to consider. This budget does incorporate a reduction in revenues from building permits as a result of the moratorium. In addition, Issaquah is conducting a community needs assessment in 2017. When completed, this assessment will help better understand critical health issues in our community and help us make informed decisions to raise the bar for health, well-being, and livability. We will also engage with our community as Issaquah develops a strategic plan which will set the city's long-term goals moving forward and determine our top priorities. My proposed budget before you this evening is balanced, and the general fund does not rely on reserves or cash balances. During our last budget season, Issaquah increased property tax by 1%. I recommend we continue this practice in 2017. As I've stated in the past, this increase won't generate significant revenues for the city in the short term. For example, our additional revenues next year would amount to about $81,000. A decade later, however, the cumulative effect of this continued increase will help us meet our growing service and infrastructure needs. Speaking of revenues, I'd like to acknowledge the hard work of our staff to acquire more than $9.2 million in grants last year, which is a direct saving to our taxpayers. In total, the proposed expenditures from the general fund add up to $44 million. We will end 2016 with an estimated fund balance of $9.6 million in the general fund, which represents 22% of our total expenditures. Meanwhile, the cash reserves through 2016 are expected to remain near current levels, which is consistent with our financial policies. While financial uncertainties remain, including the moratorium and November election results, I am confident that Issaquah's team, including our dedicated elected leaders and talented staff, can successfully address the challenges ahead. We have an impressive track record. Issaquah is one of the few cities in Washington State to achieve the AAA bond rating from Standard & Poor's, which demonstrates our strong commitment to financial sustainability. No matter what the coming year holds, now is the time to prepare. By focusing on transportation and parks investments, enhanced customer service, public safety, and long-range planning, my proposed budget positions Issaquah for a bright and successful future. Thank you.